In today's video, I am going to show you my progress and my process. So hi, I'm Marcia. Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. So I did a poll in my community here on YouTube and in my Facebook group, Slow Stitching Sampler Series, about organizing and who needed organizing help and how do you organize. So in drawers, in containers, just on a shelf, or some other way. So surprisingly, from the members who answered, they said in a drawer. So that would mean that one, they either have a really big bookcase that they're using, or armoire, or I don't even know, big table with a bunch of drawers underneath of it. And they must, I'm just thinking of, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, how much fabric do they have? Maybe they don't have as much as other people or myself. And so once it's all said and done, once all the fabric is folded and sorted and everything else, then you will get to see at the very end of the series how much fabric I actually have. And it's turning out to be quite a lot. Mostly are smaller pieces that are the cotton fabrics. I am running across some medium size, larger yardage that I didn't realize I had because it was just, in these containers and totes and stacked on top of each other. And I had gone through my fabrics and sorted them by color, so that's my first way that I organize, is by color. I don't care what pattern it is, it's just by color. And so I did take 2-gallon freezer bags. So that's my second tip. So you get these, I don't know of any other place that you can find them. I think when I looked online, I don't even remember, maybe Amazon has them now, but Target. So you can buy SC Johnson Ziploc freezer bags that are the 2-gallon size. And let me show you. Look at how nice. Look at how big this is. So this is another one here, and this one I got years ago, and it had this harder plastic thing, but I don't like that. So my daughter found ones that have just the nice, softer blue size. I wanted to see if I had a gallon bag that I could show you the comparison of the size. Maybe just something like this, but you see, look at even the width. So the width is larger. Obviously the height is larger. And so what I'm going to do, this is a third tip that I'm going to share with you, is after a lot of research, watching several videos, I found the best method for me. So when you're watching my video and you're seeing me share these best tips and methods that I found after scouring through lots and lots of videos, maybe this will help you. So it all depends on your organizing style. So let me show you. So the first thing is we're going to take these larger Ziploc bags, and then the second thing we need is something to go in the bag to make it rigid. Okay. Now the tip that I saw was cardstock, but cardstock is not rigid. Okay. Yes, it seemed to serve the purpose, but then the eureka happened and I found in my sorting what would work better. So let me go and get that, and then I will show you, and I'll demonstrate by actually putting it in here and putting the stuff in here that I want to have in here. Okay, so my substitution for the cardstock are the actual 12 by 12 covers for the paper pad. So I've used all these papers, or I might just have a few left. Obviously, the back is your best option. This is a much better option, step up from the cardstock, but this is definitely a better option. So then what I'm going to do is, first of all, hold it up, and I think it actually will, the whole thing will fit in here. I won't even have to cut it. Okay, so open it up. Let me see. Oh, okay, yes. There you go. Okay, so now the next question is, will it fit? Okay, no, now it's too wide for this to go in this way like I wanted, but it will go in this way. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in here. And it's all of my felt pieces. So, you know, I don't know if I need to really fold them. And it doesn't matter, you know, the color. I don't have that much in any one particular color. I did get yardage way back, and I was making really pretty like table runners, so I needed the bigger pieces. Now this is already folded, so I'm just going to leave it folded, but this is wide enough. Let me see if I can turn that this way. Okay, wiggle it on that side. Here's another smaller piece. So it doesn't matter, you know, I can go and dig through this one by one when I need a particular color. I don't really use a lot of felt. The only thing I use the felt for that is white or the beige is my needle books. And the soft books. Now, the yardage, I had it in pink, which I'm running out of it now. I did use for my fabric book, the soft book for practicing the embroidery stitches. I have a kit in my shop. But now, see, look at that. So now, instead of these random felt pieces being in this, now they're all nice and tidy in the bag. And then if I didn't have the cardboard in it to give it that rigidity to stand up, then it would just flop. But see, look, now it stands up perfectly. Okay, now here's one without the cardboard. Let me just put it in. Okay, so it does kind of stand up. But the rigidity of this, I do like that. So I'm just going to use one of these in here now to give it that where it will stand up. And this one is just random scraps. And I have a lot of these in a big round 31 gift tote bag. And I have a lot of these covers. Now this one's too flimsy. I don't know. I'll put it in a bag and see how it works. It might be okay. So there's 10, just in case you're wondering, 10 of them come in a bag. I don't know, because my daughter picked these up for me. I think they were like under $5. I won't quote a particular price because I can't remember, because it's been a while since I bought them. But at any rate, Target is the place to find those. So now what I want to do is, now this is where I was coming into like a conundrum, is that, okay, I have a lot of these 31 gift tote bags filled with scraps. Okay, and then I have other plastic bags like this filled with scraps. I have got scraps coming out my ears. I did not know how many I had until I had to get in there and say, okay, this is becoming too much. And then the yardage, when I was talking about yardage, like, okay, this is flannel, and I do use this in the blue soft book kit because you can choose flannel signatures, and which are the pages, and you get 6 pages, and I cut them 7.5 by 12 and a half, I think it is, inches. So this was yardage for that. So this needs to go. So my mind, the process that starts to happen is this, is I start to say, okay, I know I'm going to need this for my Etsy shop, for the kit. I don't want to really pack this in with a lot of other stuff. So my thought process is now to have a 31 tote bag to put all of the supplies to make those particular kits. And I pretty much have that for the pink collection. My pink collection is the most popular. The folk art collection is the second most popular. So the blues and the purples are third and fourth in popularity, the purple and then the blue. So orange comes in there once in a while too. But so that's where my thought process is going for me, for my business. And one thing that one of the ladies said on her channel that I was watching about organizing was this: your method works. Your method is right because it's your method. It's your craft room. These are your supplies. So that was what really made, and that's what it was feeling like to me. It was like when I watch all these videos and I'm like they have those picture perfect craft rooms, you know, that look like a interior designer came in and matched everything up for them. But that is not your typical craft room. That is not what it looks like. I know that 100%. Tell me if I am wrong in the comments. Does your craft room look like the designer showroom that you see on all these people who are showing you theirs is so beautiful? And does your craft room stay pristine, clean like that? No. Okay, so now I was like, I had to be honest with myself and say, you know, and I was always trying to keep everything tidy and put it back and think, but the busier my business has gotten, the further behind I was getting with putting things back. So that's why I just said, you know what, I have to take days and I just have to do this. Okay, so now this is another nice piece, and I want it to go in the green collection. So now let me show you the tubs that I had my daughter pick up for me. And these, a friend told me about. And you can get them at Dollar General. Okay, I don't think, do they have a label? No. Okay, these, all right, there is a container, maybe the other one, I think the other one has a label. Let me look. Hold on just a second. Okie doke, here we go. Okay, so it says 20.5 quart, 12 3/8 inches by 15 3/8 inches by 9 5/8 inches. Stackable, they do come with a lid. Okay, so there's another one that I actually wanted. And I don't know, I think those were like, they weren't completely clear, and I think they had that kind of a blue haze to them. But these are nice. I mean, I really do like these. And here's the lid. Here's the little handles lock. So it's very nice. They can stack up. But you can see, I mean, you see everything that's in it. I mean, perfectly. So I'm using those, and as you can see, this one here, so either way, you know, however I put it on the shelf, it doesn't matter. But what I'm going to do is, depending on, I'll probably more likely put it on the shelf like this. So if I do that, but what I'm going to do first is look through here and see, like there's a purple one in here, but these are mostly darker fabrics. And so I'm going to definitely take out this lighter purple butterfly. And then all of the rest are the darker, I'll hold it up here in a minute so you can see. Okay. All right, so you can see these are more your medium tones and your darker tones. Okay, and then down here are netting. This is netting. So I started this container off with the netting, excuse me, and then as I was finding the fabrics, I just started folding and putting them in there to organize. Okay, I had to take a drink of water, so hopefully my throat will cooperate. All right, so as I'm going through this and finding things that actually is still going to mess up on me. I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. I don't know what it is today, but I haven't even been outside. I haven't even opened the door, so I can't blame it on pollen. But my throat is just not wanting to get clear. All right, so now what I want to do, put the lid on this one onto that one. Put this one over because I've already put a lot in here. Okay, so as I have been going through all these tote bags, my goodness, things that I forgot, that's what's the really funny thing about this whole process. I am finding fabrics that I didn't even remember that I had. You know, I'm like, I'm only 61. I cannot start forgetting things like this so quickly. But what's happened is I have been so busy with, like I said, fulfilling the orders that I have been fulfilling, and it's a set pattern. And so my brain is just like geared around that whole pattern. Okay, so I really have forgotten, what else do I even have in my inventory and in my shop? But now this is wonderful because, okay, these are like your upholstery. I do have some like canvas in here. And I purchased that canvas probably 15 years ago. And there was a craft project in one of the Mary Jane Farms magazine. I've showed you her magazine here on my channel. If you would like me to show you the magazine again, let me know. Otherwise, just in the search of my channel, type in Mary Jane's Farm and you'll see my videos and you'll be able to see what it's all about. And there was a DIY craft project to make a canvas rug. So we went to Joann Fabrics, used our 50% off coupon on a sale, and we purchased all of these different beautiful canvases and never used them, never made the rug. But anyway, so I said, well, here they are in my stash. But these are all of heavy brocade types of fabric. So then I just wanted all of the same types to be in one place. Now this piece here is more like that cottony, thicker fabric. This is like a curtain kind of a fabric, you know. And so, but it's going to go in here. And if you notice, look at these; they're all in the same, other than this one here, color theme, which is beautiful. I love that. And so this already, I think it was in this bigger tote bag here. and already filled. So now my next thought is, because I had some really larger yardage, because a friend of mine gave me a bunch of fabric, and she was going on a cruise. They live in Georgia, and so on their way back home, they swung by my house. That was the weekend that I had the small lung collapse. I don't know if I ever told you guys about that. But anywho, obviously I got over it and I'm well, I'm home. So she's like, next time I come to Florida to see you, can you please stay out of the hospital? I'll try. Okay, so anyway, I have a lot of fabric. This purple was in that collection she gave me, and then it was a one just like it with pink. So this one I use with the purple kits, and the pink one I use with the pink kits. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. Anyway, so okay, so now this tote is filled. Now, what I'm thinking is, if I come across any other pieces that I would want to have in here, I could just fold them and lay them on top, because I do still have about a good inch worth of space. But I'm going to put the lid on. Excuse me while I walk across the camera. All right, so walk behind this way so I don't walk in front of you again. All right, now so we're just going to put the lid on this one. So now this one is done, but I still have a third one that is empty that I have to fill. So I have to move him out of the way. Hopefully it won't go crashing. Let me get a spot, because I need to get him back out of the way. All right. Okay, I got to be careful with lifting heavy stuff. And you know, after you have a partial lung collapse, they don't really tell you how long you have to be careful about not flying in a plane, no scuba diving, and no lifting anything heavy. Over 3 pounds, I think it was. And so I was like, which, you know, it's been December. It was December of last year, 2023. But anywho. So I'm just very careful about all that. Now this one I showed you has the darks. I have a lot of room left in here. And so now this other, my final tip for this video, and then we'll end the video for today, is to take the time, and this is where I have resistance. And whatever you resist persists. Have you ever heard that saying? I never heard that saying until I signed up in the Chronic Wellness Collective. And if you don't know what that is, it's to help you overcome long-term health issues that the medical, conventional, and even alternative have not been able to solve. And then they just keep wanting to pile medications on you and make the money off of you. So I learned that it will keep the issues hanging on to you if you keep resisting them. So one of the things is like, will my craft supplies ever get organized on their own if I keep resisting and procrastinating to take the step to do it? No! So it was like, okay, Marcia, quit resisting and procrastinating, because I dread going through the little small pieces. So then, one of the things that, if you are a person who likes to journal and set a daily intention, this is my tip, set the daily intention of when you are feeling like, okay, like for me, in the mornings are my best. I know it's already, when I'm recording this, you guys don't know what time it is, but it's already afternoon on the East Coast. And I got up at 10, and because I don't sleep that well anymore. So anyway, Very rarely do I sleep straight through the night. So, so like now this is a bigger piece. This goes with a kit, and that's another thing. See, I need to get all the things that go with a particular kit and get them all together. Which I know that it's in this tote bag. So I kept it here purposely because I knew that. And but I need to go through it. There's like two things in two different kit supplies in here, and then there's just a bunch of random hit and miss stuff. And but that was one of the things too that I saw a lot of the ladies doing, but in my mind I had put a negative thought around it, so I was resisting it. So what I need to do, if I can ever get to the point of telling you what it is I'm supposed to be doing, is to take these pieces one by one. And when you have lots of little scraps, and I'm talking now, we're really literally talking thousands. We're not talking hundreds here, people. Thousands of little scraps. Okay, this is how my mind works. And it says, Marcia, you have thousands of little scraps. And you're going to actually sit and take the time to sort all of those little scraps? So the resistance set in. The brakes were put on. And so then I said, okay, I have to figure out, how do I get around that mental block? And so I was reading an article the other day about exactly what is it to set an intention. And then what's these are all medical doctors, psychiatrists, usually it's in that field, and then with the journaling, that, this intention thing comes up. Isn't this the cutest fabric? I just have to show you, when it's something that's really cute, doesn't that just brighten your day? I think I got this at Joann's a while ago. Many moons ago. I know at least 10 years ago. It was before my daughter got married, because most of all of this, her and I used to go together to Joann Fabrics before she got married. Your life is wonderful until your child gets married, especially when it's your only child. And so we used to spend a lot of time together and do things together. But no, now she is too busy for Mom. But no, she does come over and help me. I am not saying anything about that at all. So don't take me the wrong way. But anyway, I miss our shopping days together. That's what I'm trying to say there. Anyway, so but getting back to what my purpose of that was. And thank you if you stuck around with me this long, listening to me ramble as I sort through my stuff. But, okay, now some of these hankies that have the little crochet edge, are included in my, what kit do I include that in? I believe it's the lace and button kit, if I'm not mistaken. So look back, look at my shop. I think it's the lace and button kit. And so I include a vintage hanky and something else. I don't remember what else it is. Anyway, it's just an extra little thing that I throw in there, the vintage hanky. So I need to take all of these crocheted hankies because I have a drawer for them, and I put them in here for some reason. One day, all my vintage linens, there's a drawer for that, so I got to get that and put all these things in there. Here's my largest yo-yo making template pattern. This is by Clover. I do love Clover brand. And you can get this on Amazon. I'll put my affiliate link in the description box below if you're interested. Otherwise, just go anywhere. And if you want to support my channel and you want to use my affiliate link, I really appreciate it. But otherwise, If not, just go to anywhere and you can pick it up. So, what was I saying? What was my purpose again? Okay, yes. Ironing. Okay, that's the big thing. Okay, there is a process to this whole thing. So that's why I have resisted it, because it is a process. It's not just a matter of sitting down in this was a blouse I got at a thrift store for like $1. And when I saw this lace on here, I was like, oh yes, that is mine. So always check out, this is another tip if you don't know this already. Check out the thrift stores for lace tops for $1 or less. Garage sales, the same thing. So if it's wrinkled beyond recognition, where you cannot, it's not going to fold right, it's not going to lay right, the whole thing, it's going to just mess up, like this. You see what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you can kind of, I could kind of like maybe finger press it a little bit. This one's not too bad, and then I can actually fold this, and then, that one would be better. Let me look through here and find one that I'm talking about. I mean, you know what I'm talking about when I say beyond recognition. Okay, so like I would never be able to cut this and send it to a customer with an order. Look at how wrinkled it is. It's just unsightly to me. It's like embarrassing. Why would I send something like that to my customer? So I want it to be as perfectly flat and unwrinkled as possible. And so here's this one. This one is a really good one, with this pink color. You can really see. Look at how wrinkled that is. But, and this, I don't even know. I don't even use this for anybody. But anyway. All right, so what they do, recommendation, is what I've been, again, resisting, is you have to take all of this, cut it into the sizes that you use most often in your crafting. But for me, like it could be 6 by 6, 7 by 12. If we're going to make a snippet roll, if I'm going to make a cluster. But for my personal use, so there's a twofold thing to this. And I am going to go on the premise that you are not in business. You don't have a website or an Etsy shop. You're just a homemaker, crafter. Okay. So I'm going to leave the business side out of it. So whatever size quilts you make, whatever size slow stitch projects that you make, whatever, like if you want to make a placemat, if you want to make a coaster, all of those things that that you're going to use the size. So you could maybe cut them into 2-inch squares, 3-inch squares, 4-inch squares, 5-inch squares, whatever. You see my point. And then you take all of those like-sized squares, and then you stack those all up, and you could put those in the tote. So this is where I am having the struggle, is because I really feel for myself personally that I don't want to take that valuable time and do. Here's another one of those wrinkled to smithereens. And this isn't really a cotton. If it is a cotton, it's that, whatever that is that they, it's not. It's this really slippery, I don't know. It might have cotton in it, but it feels more polyester. I don't have a thing. But see, this is just, I'm not even going to fool with that. I'm just going to leave it in the ball that it is. This here as well, this is just a polyester. This the vintage fabrics. And I cut these 12 by 12 inches to go in a kit. So my purpose is twofold. I have the business side of organizing, and I have personal side of organizing. So for me, I am thinking in two different channels when I am organizing my stuff. So I know already that this is for one of my kits, and it's going to be, I don't even know if it's a 12 by 12, but if it isn't, then I will put it in something else and maybe make smaller things, or just use it for whatever else. So that is the thing. So if I actually take the time, and if I'm actually going to sit, see, this is already a nice piece. It's not, wrinkled to bits. It can be folded easily. So that's going to, that one I'll keep it by itself. So something like this, I'm not going to take the time and cut it to 6 by 6. Why would I? I'm going to leave it just like this hole, and when I need something, and if I need a 6 by 6, then I'll cut it then, So that's how I am viewing mine. And again, like that lady said, I love what she said. The way you organize is perfect for you. So this is my way of organizing, and it's perfect for me. What I will and will not do is my method, and that's how I feel. So I don't have to force myself, in other words. I don't have to force myself to do it somebody else's way. But this is my way. This is what I'm doing. But I do want to have all these scraps and all these pieces. Like this needs to go in my lace container, so it really needs to come out of here. So I'm going to take it out of here, and here's my felt. And these are going to be butterfly embellishments that I do put in my Etsy shop. So I have this smaller piece of pink for that. So I'm going to set it aside so that I don't lose it, because I had forgotten that I had even cut it and put it in here. And so at any rate, this is my method. This is what I do. All of these, here's another napkin of some sort. See, all these pieces. I mean, this is just, like I said, this is just a small portion of what I have. I have more this size full of these scraps, more of the 2-gallon bags full of these scraps, and bigger totes, bigger plastic tubs full of scraps. Not crumbs, but scraps. Crumbs, I don't even know. What are even crumbs? I'm afraid to ask. What are the crumbs? Linda, I know you're watching. So are crumbs like the little confetti pieces, or is that just like, that's even beyond crumb? So what is the size of a crumb? So any of you who use this terminology, let me know, what's the size of a crumb? Is it a 1 inch? Is it smaller than 2 inches? Because a 2 inch isn't considered a crumb. What is a 2 inch considered? What, from 2 inch to, so let's have this as a conversation. Let's start a conversation in the comments below. Tell me your understanding of a crumb, of scraps, confetti. I can't even think of any other terminology, but obviously 5 inches, a charm pack, we know that kind of thing. The layer cakes are your 2 inch longer strips. But that's what I would like to know. And if you have a method that you like to use to organize your scrap pieces, let me know that in the comments below as well. And if any of this is helped you, I would really like to know that. Okay, so my tip about getting the 2-gallon bags, if that's something new to you and you like, and putting the piece of backing off of your 12 by 12 paper pad in there, if you like that tip, let me know that. And how I'm doing with this all right now, the progress that I'm making. Let me take you into my craft room and show you the closet shelves so you can see the progress. See how nice it looks? We're getting there. Thanks for watching.